5.4 In what language is information about natural software of Homo sapiens recorded? As it was found by researcher-sinologist Andrey Davydov, the author of Scientific Discovery of the Catalogue of Human Population, recording of psychophysiological algorithm of Homo sapiens, on the basis of which human activity builds and happens on 6 factors: intellectual, physical, nutritional, emotional, sexual, and environmental, occurs in the psyche. This recording is made by archetypal images, and the order of recording of subtype characteristics depends on phenological cycles 1. In the mid-70s of XX century, Andrey Davydov began to study the mysterious ancient Chinese monument Shan Hai Jing, Shan Hai Jing, Catalogue of Mountains and Seas, and found that this source is the richest collection of archaic images. Other ancient sources, which he researched, also contain images, but the Catalogue of Mountains and Seas is an undeniable leader by concentration of images per page of text, and their number exceeds all limits of imagination. Despite that the abundance of images in any source is considered by many researchers as a primitive ancient mythological perception of the ancients about themselves and about the world, Andrey Davydov decided to look at it differently. He was not of the opinion that the ancient people were more foolish and naive than modern, and thought that it was unlikely that they would engage in such an unserious and useless act as creation and recording images of fantastic animals, which have never existed even as myths in a written source. After all, in order to do this, they would have to put in a lot of work and mental efforts, whereas in order to get food, our ancestors had to work hard day and night under harsh conditions. Researcher-sinologist Andrey Davydov suggested that archaic images from Shan Hai Jing, Catalogue of Mountains and Seas, contain not only some very important information, but contain information about a human and his arrangement, and first of all, about the most mysterious, the most unknown constituent of Homo sapiens, his psyche, soul. Being familiar with research of psychologists, who argue that the archaic layer of the psyche is the unconscious, where live archetypes as pre-images, prototypes, of any kind of human behavior and state, the researcher attempted to uncover the mechanism of input of ancient archetypal information into the unconscious. Since such a record contains all information about an individual, including the smallest details, according to calculations of the researcher, it must be sufficiently volumetric. Therefore, there was a peculiar kind of archiving, that is, compression of information to an acceptable volume and form. In the works of theologians, philosophers, philologists, and other scholars, there were views expressed about an image as a certain formula, by which information is transmitted without change, complete, and the creation of any image, one of the highest achievements of a human, as an impress of his understanding of principles of creation of the world. However, upon receipt of an image or images, it is necessary to decrypt it into speech, text, dance, into action, which by the volume of decrypted material exceeds the graphical volume of the image itself. Analogous to such a process are electronic data carriers too, where the volume of information is much greater than the volume of the carrier. Since an image as a hologram, meaning a volumetric image, carries information compendiously, multidimensionally in space and outside of time, Andrey Davydov suggested that it is an image that is most suitable for such a recording. A child's consciousness, soul, unconscious, records a dynamic picture of the surrounding world through mythological images, as a universal variant for understanding, and as the most capacious process of recording in mythical images, where the given element is holographically volumetric for consideration when it is necessary to turn to, as a kind of cheat sheet, and return to himself, natural. However, If each person has the possibility to return to himself, it is difficult to suggest that the entire population of the Earth has the same recording, equal to a recording of one person. Therefore, our remote ancestors or creators could be so careful that they recorded fundamentally important points, saved them in some encyclopedia, directory, catalog, so that if someone forgot something, or is simply interested to know other people's recordings, he would turn the pages, refresh his memory, and satisfy his curiosity. To all appearances, such an archive could be mythological, displaying all metamorphoses of a human and nature on the whole. From this, Andrey Davydov suggested that the ancient monument Shan Hai Jing, Shan Hai Jing is that catalog, the catalog, in which images of all models of psyche of Homo sapiens that exist in nature are recorded. 3. The process of exploration of this question took over a decade, included a lot of research in various fields of scientific knowledge and experiments. In the end, Andrey Davydov's suggestions were fully confirmed. The ancient Chinese monument Shan Hai Jing, Catalogue of Mountains and Seas, indeed turned out to be the description of structure of psyche of Homo sapiens, and strange, sometimes fantastic images from Shan Hai Jing, that language by which all information about an individual as a representative of one of 293 human subtypes is recorded in his unconscious. The ancient Chinese monument Shan Hai Jing, Catalogue of Mountains and Seas, was qualified as the catalogue of human population on the basis that this source is a preserved ordered system that in practice allows to uncover the structure of the unconscious, where the root system of all human motivations and any other human life activity is concentrated. And the main proof was the fact that, if it is known what images from Shan Hai Jing relate to a person of interest as a representative of a particular subtype of Homo sapiens, and there is knowledge of how to decrypt them, then it is possible to get a very detailed description of what psychophysiological properties this individual possesses, to learn how he lives in detail and what true motives lie behind his actions, as well as how his psychophysiological state and behavior can be controlled. Phenology is a system of knowledge and sets of information about seasonal phenomena of nature, time periods of their occurrences, and reasons that define these periods, as well as the science of space-time laws, of cyclical changes of natural objects and their complexes, associated with annual movement of the Earth around the Sun. In nature, absolutely all bioforms, plants, animals, birds, fish, insects, reptiles, etc., appear during their time periods. Therefore, in order to find the description of a certain person in the catalogue of human population, it is necessary to know the day, month, and year of his/her birth, and this has nothing to do with neither astrology nor numerology.